this sleep room.
Darina.
Hoskalo, right now, a drone barrage has swept through the Russian Federation. Revenge from Ukraine, a strike right at the heart, the elimination of one of the key facilities of the Russian defense industry. The railway is falling apart right before our eyes. The Russians are whining. 1,000 drones and missiles could hit Moscow as soon as tomorrow. A course set for escape in Crimea. Ukrainian paratroopers landing. Drones are launching a special operation of unprecedented scale. More on this coming up. Watch until the end. Hello, this is Ukraine Today. I'm Darina Hoskalo, and here are the latest events. Russian Penza is on the brink of madness. No one was prepared for such devastation.
Agent Shiukis. Good morning, Penza. Sirens are wailing. Good morning.
The region is being bombarded by unknown drones. The silent Avengers gave the Russians a real hell from heaven.
Is this a drone?
Blow after blow. The Russian Federation is cracking. The Ukrainian armed forces birds have once again finished the job.
There is a large-scale fire in Penza. Shortly before it, the city was attacked by drones. According to local residents on social media, something is burning in the industrial district of the city.
Go on.
Go on, right?
Another hit. Russians aren't even surprised by this anymore. They must have gotten used to the commotion. A precise strike by unidentified drones hit the radio plant Enterprise. It works for the Russian Ministry of Defense and is part of the Rostec structure.
Three. The plant specializes in the serial production of automated control systems for military units, including air defense, artillery, and coastal forces. It develops automatic control systems, mobile command posts, radar processing systems, and universal command posts on Tor, Taranguska, and other chassis.
After public channels literally leaked all the information about the strike, Governor Oleg Melnichenko confirmed the attack and the fire at one of the industrial enterprises. However, he assured that there were no casualties. Nevertheless, the locals themselves are not so optimistic. They are panicking. The alarm was turned on after the explosions. The strikes were of unprecedented scale, and on top of that, mobile internet was shut off.
Everyone is calmly going to work. Look, someone just woke up. Somewhere around 6:20 they shot down a drone, and only now did they turn on the siren. Russia's Ministry of Emergency Situations is rescuing like never before.
Some people are trying to keep themselves together, but there's still plenty of nonsense going around.
Because that's it, it's all over. They've cancelled the alarm and the warnings on TV have been cancelled too. But oh, what a fuss they made. How could you not know, damn it, 3 strategic bombers are supposedly flying with nuclear warheads. And they made such a fuss over just one damn Bayraktar. Seriously.
It's no wonder the locals have drifted off into another reality. The situation in the city is starting to look more like an apocalypse. And it's not just the Penza region that's in motion. Volgograd region also had an epic fire show last night. The railway station in Kotelnikovo and the local substation came under attack. The locals were genuinely frightened.
They had never ever seen before.
Fire and destruction like this before. The flames are literally devouring everything. It's burning so intensely that it's visible even from orbit.
Every voice matters. Join our community, support independent journalism and help us bring you the truth from Ukraine. Become a member of Ukraine Today. Join us now.
The railway bridge over the Aksay River might also have been hit. Videos show fires breaking out near the bridge, which is also confirmed by satellite imagery.
Local authorities stated that air defense forces managed to repel a massive drone attack on transport and energy infrastructure facilities. As a result of the railway line being cut off from power, train traffic has been paralyzed.
Due to drone debris falling on railway infrastructure in the Volgograd region, train traffic has been suspended on the Kotelnikovo-Kanalnaya section of the Privolzhskaya railway.
Rosaviatsia, as usual, has cancelled all flights. The carpet plan. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Defense reported on their swift actions in the Voronezh, Belgorod, Tambov and Rostov regions.
Air defense systems destroyed and intercepted 32 Ukrainian fixed-wing unmanned aerial vehicles.
Meanwhile, as the Russian military command tries to downplay the number of Ukrainian drones that regularly visit Russian territory and even reach the most remote regions, Russians are shouting about an unprecedented threat. Military expert Andrei Klintsevich stated that Russia is facing unprecedented attacks from the Ukrainian armed forces using 5,000 UAVs and missiles.
Unfortunately, Moscow should get ready. 500 to 600 drones, plus possibly some missiles not of European but of Ukrainian production. Let me remind you that they are making an extended range version of the Neptune missile there, with a range of 1,000 kilometers. They are developing the Sapsan operational tactical missile, an analog of our Iskander, also with a range of 500 to 700 kilometers.
Meanwhile, drones are reaching the occupiers in temporarily occupied Crimea. A powerful explosion hit a city near Sevastopol. What high-value target was eliminated?
A railway traction substation was hit. Subscribers report that there is a smell of burning in the area, and Russian security forces have set up a cordon near the substation.
After such restless nights, the occupiers are completely gripped by panic. They are preparing for a possible landing of Ukrainian troops.
Ukraine is preparing a large-scale operation. Between 3,000 and 4,000 soldiers may attempt to break through via the Tendrivska and Kinburn Spits. The sky in the area is literally filled with drones.
It seems like it has already begun. Locals are urgently looking for ways to obtain Ukrainian documents and leave the peninsula. They say there is very little time left. We will tell you what is known about this in the following report.
In temporarily occupied Crimea, the demand for Ukrainian documents has sharply increased. The reasons cited for this are the war and restrictions on leaving for territory controlled by Ukraine. One of the Crimean human rights activists, speaking on condition of anonymity, says, "The services are not cheap, but many Crimeans are forced to resort to them because it is impossible to personally apply to Ukrainian state institutions."
The Russians, taking into account the strikes on these military facilities that we're talking about, and not everything is always reported for certain reasons, are trying to find those people who are helping the defense forces. And so, in particular, coming back to the defense forces, we clearly understand that in the process of addressing the Crimean issue, all components of the defense forces are involved, plus the underground movement and the partisan movement.
Now, notice boards in Crimea are filled with announcements offering services for registering marriages, births or deaths, issuing Ukrainian tax identification numbers and delivering documents to or from Ukraine. However, the main thing in this matter is not to fall victim to scammers or Russian security service agents.
What should a local resident do, or how should they assess the situation, especially if they were a citizen of Ukraine before the illegal occupation in 2014? Well, first of all, I think many people could praise themselves and say, well, how good it is that we didn't throw away our passport. because in one way or another, the current situation strongly suggests that certain significant issues that will inevitably arise, including those that will emerge after the complete liberation of Ukrainian Crimea, or those pressing matters that require appropriate and decisive actions and decisions from our state authorities today. For example, I'm specifically talking about the entire justice system as a fundamental structure, as a crucial direction for the future. For many residents of Crimea, these complex issues absolutely need to be resolved on the sovereign territory of Ukraine. This is primarily because, as of this very moment, Russian legislation is actively and aggressively trying to impose itself on Crimea, attempting to assert its control.
Experts note that the widespread interest in obtaining Ukrainian documents, as well as other events on the peninsula, indicate the persistence of a strong pro-Ukrainian orientation among the residents of the peninsula.
Take a look at any monitoring public page that covers the situation in Crimea, and you'll see that throughout the day, especially in the evening and at night, there are a lot of discussions about what is flying where. And it's obvious that this is connected both with actions aimed at the demilitarization of Ukrainian Crimea on the territory of Crimea itself, and with the execution of combat missions by the defense forces on the territory of the Russian Federation, particularly in the Rostov region, Krasnodar Krai or Stavropol Krai.
Ukrainian intelligence officers carried out an extremely successful operation during which they managed to obtain data from Russian document management systems. Over the course of 2 days, 100 terabytes of data were downloaded, including documents marked secret about Russian military facilities and logistical supply routes for Russian troops on the peninsula. After copying the valuable information, cyber specialists from the Defense Intelligence of Ukraine destroyed all data stored on the servers of regional and district government institutions, ministries, and agencies of the Russian authorities in Crimea.
Today, significant and relevant military operations continue to be carefully carried out in Crimea. These crucial operations are conducted in distinct stages, and very few people are truly aware of them, naturally because this is highly sensitive combat work. Their ultimate goal is to make our beloved Crimea significantly safer and considerably less militarized than it is currently today.
Despite the unhealthy attitude of the occupation authorities toward people who support Ukraine, Crimeans even try to go abroad with Ukrainian passports, which underscores their unwillingness to associate themselves with Russia in any way.
Is Russia really facing an attack tomorrow using the entire arsenal of Ukrainian drones and missiles? Share your thoughts in the comments, hit the like button under the video, and stay up to date with the main news. There are already 445,000 of us subscribed. There's more to come. See you soon.